The San Francisco 49ers are technically the away team going into this weekend's big game, but because of that, they also kind of have to work away from the modern day NFL facilities, and it seems to be causing some field concern issues for the team. Here to help us break it all down is one of the hosts of Locked On 49ers, your daily podcast breaking down the San Francisco 49ers, Brian Peacock. Brian, tell us a little bit about what you know about this whole situation with the 49ers being a little upset right now with the way that the on-field conditions are at their practice facility in Vegas.
Yeah, it was all fun and games last week when you realized, okay, the Chiefs are the home team, so they get to choose uniforms color. Okay, 49ers are going to wear white then. They'll wear road whites. Chiefs are going to wear their home red uniforms. And then you realize, okay, well, the Chiefs get the home locker room, which is all another thing. So Raiders fans are up in arms because the Raiders home locker room is right now. They don't like that at all. This is a no-win for the Bay Area rivalry with the Raiders and the Niners, and then now the Chiefs with the AFC West rivalry. So Raiders fans can't win here in Las Vegas with this game. So the 49ers have to practice at UNLV, which is a new state-of-the-art facility as well, but they have turf. And so apparently the NFL thought that it's a better idea to sod over turf with natural grass 2 days before a team has to come practice on it. And so apparently there's seams and it's too soft. We've got hardness levels that we're factoring in now. It's a 50 out of whatever it is, 80, 100 hardness level where it should be in the 70s. So 49ers not happy about it. And as of now, the NFL is not going to force the Chiefs into altering their schedule so the 49ers can share the Raiders practice facility. And so the 49ers at this point have to deal with it. If they cause a little bit more of a commotion, maybe can they get things to change? I don't know, but I don't know how much the turf can change at this point when it's already time to go to work and start practicing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've heard the other option is for the 49ers to pay effectively to resod the field themselves or do something with the field themselves, which doesn't really feel like a very adequate solution. This feels like this is just a further continuation of the natural field versus turf argument that's been going on between players and the organization of the NFL, who, by the way, said that they were going to that they did send people in to check it out and effectively said, well, we know the players have problems with it, but we deem it playable, and decided to move on from there. Is this like a health and safety concern, or is this more of a preference concern?
I would imagine it's got to creep into health and safety at some point. Otherwise, why would they sod over the field anyway? If you have a brand new state-of-the-art turf field, I assume that's fine to practice on for a week, unless you think that that's more likely to cause your players injury practicing for the game before the Super Bowl, or you want the closest replication of the turf you're going to be playing on in the Super Bowl. Then there's rain involved as well this week. So I think it's all of the above, and the 49ers just want the best possible conditions to be ready to play the best possible game. And there's clearly an advantage right now for the Chiefs in that regard.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that we've heard some types of concerns around field conditions when it comes to the Super Bowl. Last year, we heard a lot after the game when it came to the Philadelphia Eagles and their complaints about the on-field conditions during the Super Bowl game itself. That doesn't feel like it's going to be a concern here, but what are some of the potential ramifications of the San Francisco 49ers enduring this over the week going into Sunday's game? Because it feels like this will still potentially have an impact in the biggest game in some of these players' lives.
Well, I hope the impact is that just ticks them off even more. And so they're a little bit more angry. There's already been conversations about the 49ers effort level in the first half of the first two playoff games. And they it's odd that a team can play 3 quarters of good football and make it to the Super Bowl in the playoffs. And that's what the 49ers have pulled off. So they got to play 60 minutes, and they need to come out angry from snap number one. So maybe they'll feel a little slighted here, and that'll help them, play the underdog role as the away team here in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. But and look, if it was the field condition for the game, both teams have to play on it. So that's fair game, right? But and last year the Chiefs were the away team, and they had to play at ASU while the Philadelphia Eagles were practicing at the facilities for the Cardinals. So, the Chiefs have gone through this on the other side as well. So I don't know if that makes them more or less likely to not want to help out the 49ers in that situation, allow them to practice on the field. But I have to imagine if it's a really big deal for the 49ers, they will be able to press their way into getting some field time and being able to practice at the Raiders facility there at Allegiant. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But this is the Super Bowl, right? The game is weird. The week is weird. The halftime's twice as long. And you can't just treat it like another game because it's not just another game.
Stay up to date all year on the San Francisco 49ers by subscribing to Locked On Sports Today and Locked On 49ers on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube.